Oh, welcome, one, all, few, many, to Shadow of River campaign doing the Jewel of Yavin adventure, and we are currently on part 1 of episode 2, which I'm just going to call episode 2 Party on Cloud 9. I am Jack, continuing my streak of GMing, and with me I have a slight of people than we had in the first episode, as we are splitting up the adventure into 2 more digestible parts. But we will go ahead and start with introductions, and we'll start with the addition who managed to just squeak in under the radar, Eric.
All right. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Torty. He is a Duros scoundrel. He wants to be an infamous criminal, and he lies his way through everything, rather haphazardly at times. Usually gets himself into trouble, but recently back from working for Borga the Hutt, he's got a new focus to help the broker.
He gets hit by friendly fire a lot.
I was about to say. All right, moving on. Let's go to Ben.
Hi, I'm playing Kristalavarus Vanks, also known as Crystal. He's a Shistavin wolfman. He's a doctor and a charmer. He did not take part in part 1, and as such has no idea what's going on. He just heard there was a party. So he's showing up and will probably not help at all, but maybe he'll find something out along the way.
Yes, that would be quite an enlightening experience if only someone had bothered to regale him with our previous exploits, but that's beside the point. Moving on, we have James.
I'll be playing Zevo the Hutt, our resident Hutt. He's a young Hutt. He was kicked out of his clan for being framed for killing a rival in another clan. He didn't do it, but he's working his way back.
All right, and next we have Kyle. Or maybe we don't have Kyle. All right, well, he's sorting that out. Let's go to Leslie.
I'll be playing Hack. He is a jank. He's getting his feet wet into slicing, so he's going to try not to get in the way of the crew in this outing.
Maybe he can just stand there and look pretty. Who knows? Next up, we have Tommy.
I'm playing Ragesh Vai. He is a spy with a penchant for various disguises and poisons, and unfortunately in the last mission he killed someone, an innocent, by accident by a poison overdose, so he's a little bit shaken up by that, but yeah.
Yes. Kyle, you back yet? No? Alright then. I'll try and do my best Phi Mei introduction.
I'm back.
Okay, perfect.
No.
Introduce your character.
All right, I'm playing the lovely Phi Mei, the former professor. Anyway, been running with the broker for, I don't know, how long's it been? Probably a year in game time at least now, right? Anyway, we've had all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, she talks like this, before remember to use the accent and aren't too tired.
There you go, boom.
Alright. And that is our current assembly. Before I forget, let's go ahead and roll. Luckily, you just crested at 100, so while an obligation will be rolled, you don't have to do the whole doubling thing we do for that penalty. Anyone have duty I need to roll for? Nope. Morality? Definitely not. Alright, so just obligation. 40. That is Zevo's Krova's obsession with Zevo.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Well, I say it's not. Alright, so Zevo is having terrible flashbacks to his short stay with Krova the Hutt on Ord Mantell, wasn't it? During the Trustfall mission.
Don't stay. It was just a...
Alright. Sorry. I'm having flashbacks myself, and I'm laughing. But, anyway, yes, -1 for everyone except for Zevo, who goes down 2. Strain thresholds. because everyone remembers Krova, even if they didn't have to be so intimate. But anyway, you are assembled in a, modest hotel room that has been rented out by Macron Duvel, your current intermediary that introduced this job to you, and currently you are all preparing for the party. Hopefully you're finely dressed, but Macron has assembled you in the lounge for a short briefing before you entered the party proper. And seeing that Torty and Gristle have not been previously involved in the mission, he repeats the objective currently. As some of you know, and some of you may not, we are currently gathered here on Cloud City to pull off a heist. We are going to steal the Jewel of Yavin, a Corsica gem that is stored in a local museum. Currently, we are in Phase 2 of this plan. Phase 1 was to get entry into a gala event the museum is holding where the gem is being auctioned off. Now that we have gained our entry, thanks to the help of Jokin and Key's handy flying in the Grand Prix, this group will now use the invitation we received to enter the party and mingle among the bidders. And our objective is to make them bid higher for the gem and ultimately get a higher final bid than the gem would usually warrant if we weren't messing with the bidders. Because, again, as some of you may know, we are going to not only steal the gem, but also steal the final bid that has been cast upon it. So not only will we be making out with the gem, we will be also making out with its value in credits at the same time. Yes, and hopefully it won't be one of us. I know some of you are recent additions to this plan. Do any of you have any questions? I'm not entirely sure of the whole guest list of the gala event. I only know of the individuals we should be most concerned about. In response to Torty's question, since I assume he might ask it aloud.
And who are they?
Yes, good point. The key bidders are... Actually, I'll move on to the next one, since... Ignore Aaron and Erish Shen. They are actually the people who set up the job, and Erish is Vorce's wife. But the 7 bidders you see before you are Eliza, Zekra Fole, Kaltho the Hutt, Vorce Tabarith, Pas Pudra, Mil McCurr, and Shreya Ordasa. Each of them is bidding for the Jewel of Yavin. And you have also, due to your efforts previously, gleaned at least some information behind their motivations, so that may be easier to manipulate.
Yeah, the outlier is Eliza. We weren't able to get any information on her.
I'll also mention that, of course, since this is a social function, if you're going to bring weapons, I suggest they be very well hidden. And of course, armor will not be permitted within the establishment.
Yep, I'm using the second skin armor and the hidden weapons like shock boots and needle gloves.
Are you wearing anything over the second skin?
Well, other than just the acrobat costume.
Alright. Anyone else planning to smuggle anything in, or just bring nice attire?
Will have his sword cane.
Yeah, are there any melee people in here?
Ragesh.
All right. Chris will take in his staff then and hand it off if we need it.
All right. And this also means that Hack will not be allowed in with his obvious repulsor fist.
All right. Well, I guess the Van Blaze and the Sestito is out too, right?
Unless you can actually hide them, and that means someone is going to try and search you if you keep them.
I think hiding the Van Blades would be hard because they're big. The stiletto is like you get like 3 setback to hide that, right?
I'm not sure. It's like a pointer, so I think it's just only 1 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
We won't risk it because he doesn't want to be a setback, so he'll be unarmed.
Okay.
Real quick, padded armor, no. Heavy clothing, okay?
Heavy clothing, okay. Padded armor, no.
Okay. Well,
You can just pass that off as especially thick tire.
right. So change that. Okay. And then I think Torty would try to bring in his holdout blaster that he has.
Does that add any setback to perception checks to find it?
I think it does. I'm opening it up now.
Okay. While he's I'll go, if it's not and you change your mind, I'll go ahead and say you can just not bring it. But for the rest of us to keep things going, doctor shit, you're gonna have to explain that away since they don't really see any reason in you bringing that.
Okay.
It's a party. They don't expect doctors to just walk in like they're about to commit surgery. Commit surgery like it's a crime. About to undergo surgery. Okay. So everyone who wants to smuggle in a weapon, medicine, the stuff for bringing in medical equipment is going to be different, so go ahead and just keep that aside. Go ahead and give me your stealth.
Torty stealth. It is going to be 1 yellow and 3 greens.
All right. The guard pats you down, but doesn't need to find out your blaster. You are clear to enter.
Sweet. Thank you.
For Rogesh, given the special nature of the gloves and the boots, and that they're not going through a scanner, this is more of a pat down, and if anything, I'm going to say they actually let you go without needing to roll a check.
Sweet.
I'm going to say for Gristle, okay, now this is going to be interesting. If you go in with just the staff of office and your usual resplendent attire, I'm going to say you actually don't need to roll a check, but if you're going to bring in your medical equipment at the same time, it's going to raise questions.
All right. Well, he's just carrying a bag with it, so he's not wearing a backpack. He's just carrying the physician's kit, which is like a messenger bag sort of thing.
And so it would be like unmarked.
Yeah.
They'd still at least look in it.
Okay. It's just got medical stuff.
All right. Well, when they open it up and see that, the bouncer, for the most part, is just going to look at you with a raised eyebrow and goes, "Might I ask why you're bringing this stuff inside, sir?"
I'm a doctor. You never know when there's going to be an emergency.
Well, we have our own staff on call. I don't understand why you would exactly need this.
Oh, what if you pretended that you were the physician, the personal physician of Zevo?
I think that's a great idea.
I could do that.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an average charm check with 2 boosts, because that's a very convincing story there. All right. Yeah, he waves you and Zevo in without any bother. In fact, I'm going to say with all the advantage, I can say Rogesh can easily pass himself off as Zevo's entertainer and go by the same way.
Sweet.
Just to give you a cover story. That leaves Hack, who didn't take anything in, so yeah, he just pats you down and waves you in. Already got through, so that's actually... Oh, we missed... Kyle just backed out, and he was carrying in his medical equipment, too. Oh, he said he had to leave. All right,
he had to leave.
Well, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, so then the 5 of you are able to enter the establishment, and you. Oh, let's go ahead and find some music to play. You go in and you see the museum's it has a central atrium. Actually, there's this. No, it has a central atrium that runs all the way to the back of the building, and it has been cleared out for the sake of having an open party space. There is a makeshift bar in the corner, clearly serving drinks, and several people are in the center of the atrium dancing. However, there are side rooms where the exhibits appear to still be open, and people are passing through, admiring the exhibits while also passing idle conversation to one another. A quick glance at the room, and you can actually see several of the bidders are just out in the open. Some of them are mingling, others are keeping to themselves. Boris Tavarith, specifically, you notice, is at the bar, already drinking. Sorry about that. Okay, so, Jokin and Key are actually also there, having sort of been the guest of honor. They are floating amongst... Actually, what is Jokin doing, given the knowledge that he is sort of the star of the show for the moment?
He's not crazy or being extra social, but he's definitely having a good time with Key. And talking to people who come up to him and want to congratulate him or anything like that.
All right, yeah. You also notice that Lando Calrissian is also here, the Baron Administrator. He appears to probably making a very short appearance. He appears to already be hassled by the amount of people in the room, so he might actually be leaving before you can even get to talk to him. Because again, I do not want to have to fake a Lando voice. It'll be embarrassing for everyone. So, without much effort, you can easily find any of the bidders if you want, and none of them appear to be specifically tied up. So, what would you like to do?
Actually, I want to double check here. So, our main goal is just to drive up the prices, but are there any, or the bids, but are there any other side goals that, I just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
Given that you are in the location where the gem is going to be housed until it's shipped out, you could do a bit more reconnaissance work. However, that time is also time that you're not spending buttering up the bidders, so you might need to manage that.
Okay.
Okay, so our goal is to basically get these bidders really wanting to bid on this thing. Did I understand that right?
Basically, you need to appeal to them. You need to appeal them to up their bids more than they probably would without any prodding. All right, so I assume Gristle, from his own effort, will probably just go right up to the bar.
Maybe not. Depends on what he was doing last night. He was probably already drunk. Maybe.
He certainly could have found someone serving drinks at a nice bar overlooking the race event. Yeah. How about Zevo? Is he going anywhere specific? Maybe trying to get close to Caltho?
He might not go directly to the other hut. It's a little obvious. He might start on the periphery and work his way in. So maybe, the Togruta, maybe? Shreya?
Shreya or Dasa? Yes, you can find her. She is actually in one of these side exhibit rooms, admiring some artifacts recovered from the Outer Rim near the reign of Zim the Despot. You can easily approach her.
I would love to approach her and ask her what she knows about the artifact she's examining.
She looks at you with an eyebrow raised, but then turns back to the artifact and kind of just gestured towards it. It is an ornamental staff of one of Zim's royal guards. It was quite renowned for its precise edge, even in the days before the lightsaber could cut through some metal.
Interesting. Have you been interested in artifacts of this sort for a long time?
I'm more interested in current applications, but I do enjoy a good history lesson once in a while.
What sort of application?
I didn't quite hear that.
What sort of current application?
Sorry, I heard you. I'm just trying to frame a proper answer. At that prodding, she turns to you and say, "I'm sorry. Who are you?"
What's your name for Zivo, or his alter ego?
I can barely understand. Is anyone else picking him up better than I am?
Not really. I think he said that he was coming up with a different name.
I don't have a different name on the top of my head for my normal ID for Zivo.
Disco. Disco the Hut.
Isco or Isco?
Disco. Or whatever you want. I mean, it's your name.
I'll say the name and then I'll think of what the name is, actually.
I can have.
I'll go. I still need to shop around for a few more people, so I'll give you the time you need to think of one up. Although that's going to be a bit of an awkward silence. Tommy, what is Rogesh doing? Would he be sticking close to Zivo?
Yeah. So what I was thinking of, as soon as she asked that question, Rogesh does a little tumble and introduces Zivo in great fanfare. You are in the presence of the grand, so and so the Hut.
So and so.
Dala.
Thala, eh? Never heard of you. She seems to be turning back towards the exhibit. In order to keep her attention, going to need...
Oh, actually, you know what? I mean, might as well. I'd never really used this too much. Can I do biggest fan? Like, she's just entranced with Rogesh's acrobatics, and in an attempt to charm her and get her to pay attention to Zivo.
Sure, that's just a charm check, right?
Yeah, let me double check. I think it's a hard charm check. It's got a set difficulty. Biggest fan. Yes, hard charm check.
Alright, I'm going to add a setback to that because of her cold shoulder and also flip to upgrade it.
Alright, I will flip. And let's see. And I just need to double check one thing before I roll. Okay. Wow. Can I do sort of, before I make this check, can I do a coordination check of some sort to simulate that little tumble and introduction?
Sure, I'm going to also impose, I'm going to keep the flip and setback then for that as well, because you're around a bunch of delicate artifacts that you might tumble into.
Okay.
However, difficulty-wise, I guess that would be something that would need to impress her.
Well, I'm thinking I'm not really trying to do anything too crazy. It's more the charm that's going for the biggest fan.
Alright, well then I guess I'll let you choose your own difficulty then for that coordination. But it's still, it's an upgrade in the setback.
upgrade and a setback. Okay. 3 and 2. Okay. Sorry it's taking so long, guys. Okay, I'll just make it hard, just so that it's not too crazy, with the setback and an upgrade. Whew. And so, can I say I get a boost on the charm check then?
Yes. The setback is still going to remain, and I'm going to flip again to give you another upgrade to that charm. But yeah, she, with the tumble you kind of do around Zevo to give him a better introduction, she kind of smiles, nods a bit, at least is amused by the display.
Okay. Darn it.
Hang on, I have a objection. After a social check, you can take 3 strain as an incidental to make a average vigilance, add success or advantage to it.
Alright, then roll your vigilance.
Add the setback that she had from being totally into us as well.
Okay, is it my vigilance or your vigilance, or?
No, I roll it.
It's
Okay.
his. I know what he's talking about.
So you
All
do
right.
the little thing. She's not quite impressed with Tivo pipes up and says, well, he learned everything he knows at... are you dressed up as a Pantoran right now?
Yes.
At the Pantoran school. Very prestigious. Succeeds with 2 success and 3 advantage.
Oh, wow.
Alright, Shreya does seem to be... Well, that's interesting. That was the biggest fan check, but Zevo had to come in order to save you, so I wonder how that would ferret out. She smiles and claps her hands a bit and nods and says, well, you do have room for improvement, but I can see you becoming a nice entertainer on the Corellian circuit.
Well, thank you. But all honors rest with my employer here, Thela the Hutt.
Yes, indeed. Well, Thela, did you want a more... No, you had an original question that she cut over.
The original question was, what are her... She said interests were more current than historical. The questions you had was, what are her interests?
Well, the Jewel of Yavin, of course. It is quite the prize, and if applied in my university, wishes to apply it to their own studies on light refraction and hard light projections. Though, of course, its price may be a bit too steep for that goal, she says, rolling her eyes a bit.
It would seem for industrial purpose, it might be a more economical way to find the item that you seek.
I only heard the what you seek at the end there. What?
I said if for the industrial purposes, it seems like there must be a cheaper way to acquire the prism you seek.
Oh, no. The gem is unique in the way it deals with light interacting through its surface. There can be no alternative, at least if there is another one in the galaxy.
Fascinating.
Alright, at this point you seem to be properly engaging her about the jewel. If you wish to actually continue to engage her with the goal of committing her to bid higher, you're going to need to go into actually structured time here.
Alright.
So I'm going to roll her cool. Oh, I guess at this... No, never mind. I'm going to roll her cool, you can roll your cool, and we'll find out who can actually get the initiative on this.
Cool.
And speaking
I
of
need to
initiative,
read
can I invoke Biggest Fan to kind of distract her and maybe give her a setback?
I'm going to say that as a difficulty die.
Awesome.
No, that's interesting. Oh, she's probably definitely going at the bottom of that order.
Yes.
You can roll for Rogesh as well, since
Oh,
you're
okay.
actually involved in this conversation.
And I can use cool, obviously, right?
Yeah. Alright, 4.2 and 3.1. These small initiatives are much easier to handle. While we're doing this, does anyone else want to engage with another bidder? I don't mind running 2 of these at once. Makes for a nice change.
Is either Eliza or Zekrafel fall anywhere?
Zekrafol seems to be playing the room. She's meeting with a few people, chatting it up. Eliza seems to be somewhat aloof. You see her, but she seems to just be like floating among the crowd. No one seems to want to talk to her, and she doesn't seem to be talking to anyone.
Alright. Chris will talk to her then.
Eliza? Alright. You approach her. She turns and sees that you wish to engage. And she gives you a polite nod and says, "Good evening."
Hello. Not much for the party thing?
Yes, I'm just waiting things out.
As in, waiting for the auction?
Well, the droid already made its first bid, first round. Just waiting for it to come around again to see if they've all given up and I'm the winner.
You're counting on them
Gives that a
giving up?
chuckle.
Oh, so the auction's already started.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's on me. I should have had Macron tell you. The auction isn't a public thing where they have like someone shouting, and that one gets one, and 155, and 255. It is more of a silent auction. A certain droid will walk up to each of the bidders and take their bid for a round.
Got it.
It will also tell them if they are the current highest bid, but the bidders probably won't let anyone just hear that.
Alright.
And of course the auction's over when there's only one bidder remaining.
So, but I guess, what sort of security protocols are there to keep someone from just... I mean, the droid's owner could just stack the bids then, if it's not public, so... I'm wondering, how do these people... How much do they actually trust the system?
Enough that they're here and bidding.
I mean, do they seem at all suspicious of that, or... And who does the
You
droid
would
belong
have
to?
to wait and see how they deal with the auction droid when it comes by.
Okay.
Can Hack do a some kind of check, like a knowledge check towards whoever Zebo is talking to, just to get more information?
About her?
Yeah.
Sure. You can do an average... Is it average? I think it's average. Yes, an average core worlds check.
Okay, I don't think I had anything that can downgrade this. This is computers. Well, no, I don't think so. Hold on. I have the cyberjack, so I can decrease computer skills. Which
You're
is-
not using computers, you're using knowledge.
Okay.
Alright. You learn she's actually an esteemed professor at the University of Sombra. A planet in the colony, in the Inner Rim region. And you learn that the University of Sombra has a nice collection of resources when it comes to budgetary restrictions. So she might be in the running for quite some time.
Hack will definitely let Zebo know this information that she's, she's with this blah blah organization, and she's probably going to be bidding very high to get this merchandise.
All right. To quickly cut back to Gristle, Eliza seems to be open to conversation, but you are probably going to have to kind of compel words out of her. She doesn't seem to be that much of a conversationalist. She just seems to be open to talking to you. So on that end, you're also going to have to roll social initiative using cool.
Okay.
And this is all just going to be one giant order, so I can deal with it in enough time. Oh, jeez. 6.1. Let's see, where is it? And she rolls 1.4. Okay, so... Okay, and so now that we have everyone set up... Oh, that's the wrong way. Each PC will get to make their own social check against their bidder before the bidders have a chance to respond. In fact,
Sweet.
actually, both Devo and Rogesh get to make one against Sharia. So... in whatever order you want, you can go ahead and spit out a line that you give them and then roll a check that will match that.
Okay. James, you mind if I go first and see if I can butter her up for you to go?
Not at all. Do it up.
Alright, so Ragesh does another little acrobatic twirl. Nothing hard, I'm not going to roll for it. But then he starts to sing, "The Jewel of Yavin, a beauty rare, only eclipsed by Shreya or Dasa, Tagruta fair." And he keeps going.
Alright, turn check with 2 boosts, but I'm also going to... Oh, and of course you need a difficulty for that, silly me. Let's see...
And can we make this a deception check? Because he actually doesn't think that she's all that pretty.
Aww. Well, you hurt her feelings, but yes, you can make a deception.
Yes!
It's going to be 2 boosts. Actually, 2 boosts. Because I'm just not going to add that. But it is going to be against... Oh, it's just going to be a hard check that I'm going to flip to upgrade once. So 1 red, 2 purple, and then your boosts.
Oh, how many boosts was that?
2.
Sweet, thank you. I guess we've got light side, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip it. What's this not doing? I was expecting something better, but okay.
Alright, she smiles a bit, shakes her head, she goes, "Oh my, you remind me of..." And then she kind of grimaces a bit. But that's all she seems to do in response. Alright, Zevo can still act before she does, so...
Yeah, sure. I guess Zevo can coerce her, but that doesn't really seem to be fitting of anything right now. So, just negotiate to try to convince her of the how much the other people in the room are going to want it? Like how much she really is going to need to spend on it?
Sure, and since you didn't have an opportunity to actually see this from Ivan's report, you do know that she and Mil McCurr, one of the other bidders, had a past fling. Did not end well. So you know that she actually has a personal stake against Mil as a bidder.
Anything about Mill?
I didn't quite catch that.
Know anything else about Mill?
He is an aristocrat and kind of a pompous ass, but that's all the information that the investigation seemed to glean.
So Zevo's not going to outright get it. Are he and Fedora like duo, or are they just pictured next to each other?
Oh, they're just pictured next to each other.
Okay.
There's actually Shreya, Pos, and Mill are kind of a very awkward love triangle. Shreya and Mill hate each other, and Pos is after Shreya, but Shreya does not return the feelings. All of this, of course, the investigation team did reveal.
Yeah, but Pos and Mill aren't by the gem together or anything.
No, they were pictured together, and that's
Just wanted to
kind of
double
how
check.
that worked out.
So Zevo say, yeah, we heard as we were coming in that some of the other beings with horns are also very interested in getting their hands on this gem. I didn't hear the exact sum that they were talking, but man, these guys are really willing to lay out the big credits on it.
Oh, I didn't know she had that. She clenches her fist a bit, and she goes, and she kind of through clenched teeth says, "Oh, really?" And then she kind of looks over her shoulder to see if she could see someone familiar behind her, but she doesn't. So go ahead and roll me that negotiation. Oh, 3 red die.
And would it be possible for my check, since that kind of, on Zevo's
I'll let you pass a boost, and then you get another boost because the biggest fan. So again, 2 boosts for you.
Sweet.
What about the fact that I kind of on her weakness exactly, but an internal motivation?
Let's see. I want to see if there's anything specifically they add.
A downgrade,
Okay,
maybe?
no, actually 3 boosts.
Okay. And I've got my noble regalia. Would this qualify for that?
She's not nobility nor related to nobility.
Even though we're at kind of a fancy event, and she's one of the kind of important people at the event.
Well, as Hack told Rogesh, at least, she's more of an academic than anything.
No, I didn't mean that she was nobility, but she's kind of a VIP at the thing. That's fine.
No, I'm gonna say no.
Whoa.
Phew.
Do you have any talents that maybe let you use that advantages to inflict strain or anything? Because strain is actually important here.
Not on a successful negotiation. Take a quick skim, but I don't think. No. Nope.
Alright, then I'll let advantage be up to you. She can either be more intrigued by you, which I'll say probably gives you at least 1 free upgrade on the next check, with 4. That still leaves 3 advantage dancing around.
Yes, I will take the grade, and I'll give myself a boost next round, and I'll give Rogesh a boost next round.
Alright.
Oh, can we also say that maybe one angle we can do is to, she just went through a bad breakup. She's having love triangle troubles, but we're kind of buttering her up and boosting her self-esteem that, you know what, you're worth it.
What kind of mechanical benefit you'd get out of that, or is it more...
Oh, no, just try... I guess that's just like the RP flavor angle of getting her to bid more because she thinks, she deserves more. She's not going to let, these guys, get away with it. She's a beauty fair. Yeah, Shreya.
Yeah, she seems to be much more open to your what's a good word? Suggestions.
Cool.
And then that leaves us with Gristle against Eliza.
All right. Well, I see you're letting your actions do the talking rather than attempting to carouse around with everyone else. That's interesting. You must have a very, very good reason for wanting this. You must be very confident in yourself.
I have my reasons. So go ahead and roll. What would you think? Charm?
That's absolutely charming.
All right. Just making sure. All right. So it's going to be charm against. I think it's 3 red die. Just want to make sure. Yes, 3 red die.
Okie doke. Downgrade it once. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Yeah, alright. It's good enough for me.
Oh.
Wow.
Alright, she nods and then she seems to turn back on you and says, just what is someone like you doing in a place like this? This doesn't quite look like your scene. And,
It's not.
Well, then tell me. She kind of approaches you, still a smile on her face. What brings you here, then? She is going to throw a charm check at you.
Okay.
So what is your cool?
It'll be 2 red, 2 purple.
Alright.
And, yeah, just keep it at that. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. Ignore the threat. I'm gonna go ahead and spend that my own way, but what do you want that despair to be?
Hmm. I don't know.
To throw an idea out there, you kind of, either through a non-verbal answer, through just body language, or by actually saying something, you completely bury the lead. You make it seem, I'm going to say, unless you want it not to be, you kind of force the issue back on her, and she's kind of off balance. So not only does this mean that you probably have better control of the conversation than you did even originally by starting it, but I'm going to say you'll get a free upgrade on your next check against her.
Okay.
I'm also going to make that instead. Or that. Alright, and then moving on to Shreya. She turns on the hut. And,
Turns them on.
no, she's not Corva.
Whoever wouldn't turn him on anyway.
It's the other way around.
She, asks... Okay. She, asks... Just what is a hut like you doing here in a place like this? Do you also have an interest in the jewel?
Zivo will flash his under the he will flash his the ring. And say, I have a fine eye for people.
Oh, really? It seems to me then you're in for a tough competition. And she nods down the exhibit hall. And you can actually see Calfil the Hut is pretty much hoarding almost an entire exhibit room to himself.
He must be big.
You can take it like that, sure.
Zivo would follow up her comment about this competition, saying that he also, times when you don't get exactly what you want, the fight for it still is gratifying.
Alright, it seems that she is trying to at least subtly intimidate you, so what is your defense against coercion? I know it's probably very big, but might as well try.
We'll start out at 5 red, and we'll use strain to make it 6 red.
Well, I'm flipping.
Oh, good. I'll flip back.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Oh!
Okay, hold on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then...
Not even Torty rolls that bad.
Yeah, at least you rolled like a double triumph and something like that happened. Oh, okay. She appears to be quite taken aback by your retort, even if it seems so nonchalant at the time. That triumph. She just shakes her head and then goes, apologies for my impertinence. That was quite rude in retrospect.
I've got twisted words, which says when an incoming social check generates threat or despair, I can suffer a strain as an incidental. Inflict strain equal to the ranks in coercion.
Nice.
How many ranks of coercion do you have?
Reading the discussion on the thought was, it doesn't say I have to use strain threat to consume the threat. It's like an add-on. Stuff doesn't say like use threat or whatever. Thought.
I'm barely hearing you.
Is that a little better? I'm trying to watch.
Are you thinking that you have to actually get rid of the despair's effect in order to turn it into strain?
The thought on the board was actually the opposite, that it doesn't spend it if it's in the. Or some towns do specifically call out like end threat or whatever to activate it.
Twisted words in the advocate tree. If the word spend isn't in there, I'd say you can still do it, and the despair's effect still applies.
Nice.
Okay, great. We'd be able to use it multiple times. Each two threads.
That's a tough one.
I don't know about that.
I'd say if she rolled so poorly, you can.
Okay. What would that be? 12 if I wanted. Enough to make
If you wanted to take the strain to inflict it, yes.
it enough to put her out, medically down and out.
She
Have another
swims.
She appears quite open to suggestion now. In fact,
I also
you,
blackmail. You can destiny point to convince her to a single task of my choice.
go ahead. If you want to use it, use it.
All right, guys. What do we want her to do? Hours.
Yeah, I mean, the next time the robot or the droid comes by with the bid, make sure that she goes for the highest. Maybe to, I mean, I don't know mechanically, but maybe you could suggest to her to literally double the bid that she was originally going to place.
I like that. Like, it's not GMing. Jack, would we be able to have her either like that her stay in another round or accelerate the whole thing one round or something?
I'm going to say you can lean in and say, there's one way you can make this up to me. Since she does appear to be quite taken aback by her own words against you, as you can clearly see. And you can whisper as close as a hut can whisper to someone's ear, and say, if you want a stiff mill so bad, why not go for broke and spend the entire budget you have in one bid?
Do it!
Love it.
Yes, and she just nods and says, I'll make sure to tell the droid when it returns my bid will be substantially increased.
Excellent. Regret forcing them out early.
So it appears Shreya gets quite, not sullen, but introspective after that conversation, so she will now bid as you desire, but she also appears to not want to talk to anyone anymore.
Can Hack do the same thing for a meal? Just do search information on it?
I didn't quite understand that. You wanted to research who?
Meal. The love triangle. Pause and meal.
Oh, Mill. Okay, I thought you said Neil. You can research one of them.
Okay, meal.
Alright.
Check.
No, his is actually going to be an average underworld check with a setback die. Okay, and also while you're doing that, we can return to actually Gristle, since your conversation with the encounter with Shreya is now over.
So part of the last session was you guys like finding stuff out about these people, right?
Yeah.
And Eliza never showed up anywhere, so
They weren't able to. They didn't look, and they also didn't find.
so they found nothing on her.
Well, we tried to, but we didn't have enough time. She was the last one.
I gotcha. Can I use the despair then instead of the upgrade to maybe get an idea of who she might be like aligned with, who she might be working for or something?
Sure. You get the idea that she is her own independent party. She does not have. She appears to be her own woman. She is not associated with any larger faction. While you've processed that, going back to Hack's role, you learn that Mill is actually one in a very long line of Shangrian nobility of, lower esteem than some. He's actually pretty much a spoiled brat who's been riding on the coattails of his family's success. You figure that he actually might not care that much about the jewel. He's probably just in it to stiff Shreya.
Okay, Hack will definitely pass this to Rosesh and Zebo, saying that, hey, Mule looks like he really doesn't really care too much about winning. He's just in it for personal vendetta. So, see if we can use that to our advantage.
Sounds good.
At the very beginning, you said that Vorse was up at the bar.
Yes, and he is still there.
I think Torty hasn't really done much. I think you probably would have approached him.
Alright. As Zivo and Rogesh move and meet with Hack to get what he's learned, you actually notice that the auction droids are making their way through the crowd, and they appear to be getting new bids from the bidders. While Gristle is talking to Eliza, the droid whispers in her ear and her eyes. Actually, no. Roll. I'm going to make this a perception check. Let me just double check what this would be. So roll perception against just Gristle. 4 red die.
Yeesh. You can do it.
Okay.
Ah.
Wah.
Yeah, Eliza seems to turn a bit too far away as she seems to whisper to respond to the auction droid. When she turns back to resume conversation with you, she can tell that you try to sneak a peek. She kind of looks a bit disapprovingly at you.
Something wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just realizing the stiff competition against me. And she, her smile returns, and she speaks back to you. Oh, sorry. Oh. She returns back to you and, actually, no, it's still your check. I don't want that perception to steal from you. So if you want to perhaps try and get an answer out of her with a bit more charm or something, I'll let you go ahead and try and RP that, and then roll for it.
Okay. You don't seem quite as confident, but it's still impressive that someone who's seemingly alone can match up to all these quite high and mighty individuals and organizations trying to find this gem.
She nods and says, I'm quite experienced in making my own path in life. Go ahead and roll your charm against 3 red die, but I'll go ahead and give you a boost with your very interesting wording, not to mention your correct estimation of her allegiance.
Alright, whatever. Let's do it. No, I'll natural charmer. Might as well. Okay, there we go. That's better.
Alright, let's see here. She nods a bit and says, it seems to be my lot in life to forge my own path against adversity.
What makes you say that?
Well, I lost a lot when the Empire decided to come to power.
Many people did.
Yes. I probably lost more than most, though. My family has never been the same.
Oh, where are you from?
Alderaan.
Where is she from? She shakes her head and she goes, I don't even... Let's see. Oh, okay. And if it might surprise you to hear that I actually come from Nar Shaddaa.
Whoa.
Haven't been home a lot, but
Interesting that you'd be affected by the Empire all the way out there.
yes, was just as surprised as you might be. All right. So, everyone notices the auction droids then go back through the crowd as they depart. And I assume... Okay, so Torty's going to encounter Vorse and
Yes.
the Zevo and Rogesh gang, and I guess with Hack kind of tailing behind them, we're going to go meet with Mill.
Actually, I want to do something here. Since we are in structured time and time is of the essence, what I can do is, how about I make my way over to Caltha the Hutt by myself and just, present myself almost like Hutts passing each other drinks. Hello! I'm here, compliments of, and I point back to Thala the Hutt. So, kind of like, one Hutt throwing entertainment to another.
As you approach, you're actually intercepted by a protocol droid. Caltho doesn't even seem to notice your presence, but the protocol droid says, I am DZ-3PO in service to my master, the great and mighty Caltho the Hutt. What is the reason for your audience?
I'm here as complimentary entertainment from Thala the Hutt as a gift to Caltha the Hutt for this event.
The protocol droid looks back towards a Bothan that appears to be near Caltho, and Caltho himself still seems to not even look back at you. He appears to be more interested in a very large painting. But with a wave of the Hutt waves his hand and the Bothan approaches you. And he just cocks his head to the side and says, show me what you got.
Okay. I will start a little tumbling routine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a flip and land with a one-handed handstand on top of the droid. Or attempt to.
Oh, jeez.
This is going to have to be one of those coordinations to impress, so that's going to have to set difficulty, and I'm still going to upgrade it. It's going to be hard, again, with a setback, because you're risking exhibits.
Okay. Hard upgraded once, and let's see. I will upgrade. And here goes.
Hata!
Alright, the Bothan, as you leap up and stand on the droid's head, and he starts going, oh, get him off! He does it, and he seems kind of stuck in place, because he's stiff, and when you hop off, or rather stay there, you pick, the Bothan nods and goes, you'll probably provide him with a few moments of entertainment. And then
Actually, yeah, I'll stay on, and as the droid is spinning around, I catch Caltho's eye and I give him a wink upside down.
the Hutt, oh yeah, you get a ho. You can see the large silk garment he wears. I'm tired of this music. Let's try something else. The large silk garment he wears over his body swished a bit to the side as he gestures for you and the Bothan to approach him again.
Okay.
And Caltho goes, Thala. I have heard no Thala.
Oh, my master is up and coming from Clan Vermalik.
Farmalek? Oh. Insignificant. And then he waves at you, says, continue your dance. Let your display provide some interesting flavor to this drab place. Okay, and so with that, everyone who is currently about to or talking to a bidder, go ahead and roll me your cool, since we're going to enter a new round of stuff, except for Gristle, since he's still talking to Eliza. Okay, so
Cool,
3.4,
cool.
3.1.
Oh boy.
What clan is Kaltho from again?
Uh,
Was it Disilogic?
yeah, Disilogic, Jabba's, Kajik.
Can we use rapid reaction on this?
Oh, that's odd. Does it says initiative, right? It doesn't specify cool or...
It says to any vigilance or cool check to determine initiative order.
Okay, and this is cool to determine. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if I want to, but I just wanted to see if I could.
Yeah, go for it then.
Yeah, I might. It's a number of strain to add an equal number. The number may not exceed ranks. Okay, yeah, then 1 strain for 1 more, so I was at 2.2.
Oh, so you're at 2.2 now, all right.
Yes.
Okay, let me just roll for... There's a lot of them. All right, Kaltho first. Okay, 3.2. Then Mill. And he is 2.5. And finally, Vorse. Oh, well, that's disappointing. $2.4. Okay. Let me just sort this. All right. So now in this new order, we have 2 PCs up front, and this is including Gristel's conversation with Eliza. So he can also talk to her if he wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can all...
Yeah, and
Okay.
everyone talking to a bidder is in this order, so any one of you 4 can go.
Got it. If you guys don't mind, I like to go, and maybe while I'm doing a little dance for Kaltho, it brings me closer to him, and I whisper just low enough that only he can hear, but I also say, you know, Thala would love to help a fellow Hutt, and it seems that Shreya is the one to beat right now, for bid. And I'm going to say, I'm going to lie, but what do you think I should tell him that she bid?
Do we know what the value is, or like where bidding's at around?
That's a good question.
No. You would have had to try and overhear an auction droid give it.
But I
Could we?
said that that's part of what Ed told us what her new bid was going to be.
If you told her to go for broke, I guess she would reveal it. She was revealing that her bid was going to be 100... No, not 100. 70,000.
70,000. I'm going to lie to Kaltho and say that we know for a fact that she put in 100,000 for this gem.
Okay. And your deception against that is going to be 3, 4 red and a purple.
Oof. And can I get some boosts in terms of it's a Hutt helping a Hutt and the whole entertainment angle of...
I'll give you 1 boost.
All right. Let's see. Can anyone else think of anything else before I make this roll? This is a tough roll. Ooh. Let's see. And I'm just double checking to make sure that I'm putting everything I can to this. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm gonna flip. Gotta flip. Yes.
Caltho's
job.
eyes widen just a bit as he considers your take that threat of strain, considers your proposal, or rather your suggestion, and he says, "Thala, it must be well informed."
I'll say something to the effect of, Vermilic may be an insignificant house, but when no one notices you, people talk and you hear things.
All right. Moving on, we now have another PC. It can be Zevo, it can be Tordy, it can be Gristle.
Question: are the NPCs going in the slots with their names, or are you switching them up as well?
They're going in the slots with their names. It makes it a bit easier to keep track of.
No, that's fine. I was just curious. If somebody talking to Mill wants to go, aren't there two of you over there, or only one? 1, 2, 3.
I'm
I guess
there.
only one.
It might just be me, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say you technically have Hack for support, but he seems to be working kind of knowledge-based stuff than anything, which is why I didn't make him roll to have a place in the initiative.
So, yeah, Zevo's gonna kind of start with like, we heard you were. I mean, there are people here other than like the entourages of the bidders, right? This is also just like a party.
Yeah, there are a lot of probably just Cloud City notables around. So
Right,
yeah, it's
okay.
not just the 7 people.
That's what I figured.
It's not
Be
much of
very
a party.
Right. Well, and their entourages. I mean, it might be like 25. Okay.
Yeah. Hell,
We'll
I'd be
start
willing
out
to
with
say this is like a 100+ party. It's kind of a big museum.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Who's going to start out like a simple, we know, or we heard. We need to go with the we know, we heard. And you're one of the who's interested in the gem.
And he raises an eyebrow and looks at you. He sees your attire and then says, "I am indeed Emil McCurr at your service, and you are?"
Follow the hut. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure. And he extends his hand and gives you a kind of that nice, gentle shaking. If you actually meet his hand.
So will return the handshake. He's not treating here.
All right.
And then we can kind of I guess next want to know what is your interest in the gem. I just like having pretty things around me.
Oh, me
Here I
too.
also have interest.
The jewel would make such a nice centerpiece on my mantle.
I agree. I was hoping to make it mine, but it sounds like with such as yours would not be ashamed to come to own it one day. You know what the gem is truly meant for.
Yes, indeed. You trying to roll charm against him?
Not yet. Yes, I think ultimately I will be trying to roll charm against him.
All right. So do you have anything left to say before we get to the roll?
I was going to say that I heard that there are other let's say, less sophisticated interests here, including even an academic who wants to use the gem simply for research. How rude.
Oh, you must be talking about Shreya. Oh, trust me, the gem in her hands would certainly be a waste.
Can't be positive, but I heard that the institution of the individual can put up significant funds. I'm afraid that for collectors like us are going to have to pay more than anticipated to match such a large
Some. Alright then. So that is going to be, and I'm going to give you 2 boosts plus whatever thing the Noble Regalia gave you because you really buttered him up there. But it is going to be against 3 red. No, actually 4 red because I'm flipping.
You're going to say that there's a purple coming next, and you just didn't say the purple?
No, it was original. He has ranks and nobody's fool, and then I'm flipping again. So I had to do my own math. So it's just going to be 4 red
Ranked
die.
it once. I think that's all I'm going to get here.
Ah, the benefits of high-level play. So many things to use.
Just one last skim real quick.
And is that you're doing a charm check against him right now?
Yes.
You've got congenial, right?
No, that's only in Charmer, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Please.
I've got in performer, but just 1 rank.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'll flip 2.
Nice.
Nailed it.
All right. He nods and says, "Oh yes, I'll definitely make sure to I'll definitely no, that's not what he says. I'll definitely make sure to keep wary of Shreya's little game. She's in over her head. That university of hers does not have the funds to pay for this gym, especially with the likes of us bidding on it."
It is very refreshing to hear. I'd hate to see it slip into some lab and never be seen again.
Yes, indeed. Okay, and so next up on the order is Kaltho. All right, so we're going back to Kaltho and Rogash. And, Kaltho looks down at you. He kind of seems to be in between looking at you and looking at the picture. He's debating internally which one is more interesting.
I go to stand in front of the picture.
Well, the picture is much bigger than you, so it's hard to cover it up. And he swishes his tail a bit and goes, what does he go? I was not expecting so many huts to be here. Usually, Bespin is too far out of the way. Was it truly the jewel that brought you here? He kind of smacks his tail on the floor. So he's actually going to use coercion against you.
Okay. Oh, and what's the resistance skill on that?
He's going to be rolling against you. So what's your discipline?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my discipline is very low, actually. It is just it'll be 1 red and 1 purple.
All right. I'm going to flip.
By the way, what did I get for the triumph from my go on him?
Your triumph is that you're actually competing for his interest. It did have a benefit, but it is a bit more of a backroom thing.
Got it.
All right. You take actually just 3 strain due to him pressing down upon you, and you do feel to at least pay some lip service to that question.
Okay, and I'll say absolutely.
That doesn't seem to answer his question at all.
He asked if the jewel brought us here, or brought Thala here. I say yeah.
I forgot all the details of my own question. He leans back and nods. He seems to be contemplating that. Moving on, we have another PC. So it's either Torty or Gristle.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Vorse here. But I didn't play last time. Did we learn anything about Vorse that I would know?
He is a local crime boss who manages a lot of the casinos in town, and he's actually married to Erishin, the daughter of the person who gave you this job.
Okay.
She appears to be trying to play the room, but she's sticking by the bar, keeping an eye on her husband. And he is actually known to be quite the drinker. So he is actually sitting next to a large stack of glasses, and he's currently working on downing another.
And she's
Okay.
pretty much betraying her husband.
Oh yeah, she's aware of the heist, but Vorse is not. She's
Okay.
playing him.
And then my other question would be, what do we know about the jewel?
It is a rare Corsica gem forged in the clouds of Yavin, and it is known to just be very pretty. Not much beyond that.
Okay.
Oh, and you also know that Vorse is actually trying to get the gem for Eris, but
Oh. But she's gonna.
he's also
steal it
highly
instead.
suspicious of Calfo.
Okay. All right. Let me think here.
Can Hack maybe do like a knowledge check to see what his favorite drink is or something like that?
Heck, I'd make that perception just so you can look at what he's been drinking.
Yeah,
Which one do you want to use?
So that means that what's Eric's character?
Torty.
Torty could do that then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would look at what he's drinking, I guess, and as I approach the bar, I would order probably one of the same.
I'll have what he's having.
Yep.
The droid immediately pours you what appears to be about a medium-sized glass of a very thick and smelly liquid.
Oh, that's great. All right, I will take a drink from the glass and then look. I mean, I'm right next to him, so I'd look over at him and ask if he's enjoying himself, sort of motioning towards the large stack of empty glasses.
When you immediately take the drink, you feel your tongue practically catch fire. This appears to be a very strong whiskey or scotch. You can't entirely tell, and it burns all the way down. Roll an easy
great.
resilience check.
Easy resilience. Oh, this is going to be funny. I don't know if you guys know this, but Torty is not a very brawny character. Oops, hold on. Oh, I just ruined my character sheet. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, I'm still getting used to my new laptop mouse, and the pad hates me. Alright. Resilience. Easy, you said? So it's one purple?
Just one purple.
Alright, here we go.
The drink almost immediately takes hold, and your vision blurs a bit. So it's going to be a setback die to all your checks, at least against Vorse, until you maybe spend a round or two.
Okay.
Trying to wear it off.
All right,
but you can still make your social check against him.
Yeah, no. So I would just ask him if he's enjoying himself, and then obviously I'm maybe coughing as I do it or something. But
yeah, he chuckles a bit at the sight of you not faltering at taking this brew. But he nods a bit and he says, "At least the drinks are free."
yes. I mean, making it very enjoyable. Let's see. No, I think he has plenty. I would ask him if he's been bidding at all, I guess, or maybe try and strike up something about the auction.
Oh, I've been bidding all right, keeping myself in the running until all these other wannabes finally get tired of losing their money. Just like at a good hand of sabak.
Oh yes, yeah. Gambling is a great way to spend time. Let's see. All right, and I know he's suspicious of the hut. Is that what you said?
Yes, he's been having people follow him around.
Okay. Do I know in what way, or like what he's suspicious of, or is it just a general thing?
Just he's suspicious of Caltho. That was it.
No, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I would probably then mention something like, it's fun to partake in gambling type endeavors, but I have a feeling the hut is going to win the jewel.
You want that to be deception?
Yeah, and then I'd probably throw out some price. Like I've heard he's already bid 150,000.
Yeah, this is as good as horses, so go ahead and roll me. Oh, he actually isn't that disciplined. He might be unluckier. Oh, but he does have Nobody's Fool. Okay, so that's going to change it to 2 reds and a purple.
2 reds and a purple, and I still have that setback because I'm coughing on this drink.
Yes, but I will give you a boost because he's also getting into his own drinks.
Okay, and then... Alright, and actually, so my convincing demeanor would remove the setback.
Yes.
And I will roll.
Alright.
Success, 2 success, 1 advantage.
Someone remind me to mention this later. But I really should have playtested this before I actually ran it. Books no help. Whatever.
Yeah, I've
So,
heard that the party is a tough part of this module.
it is. It's really hard. I guess... never mind. We'll talk about it when this is over.
Yeah.
He nods a bit, grunts as he finishes off his drink and orders another. And he just speaks aloud. That blasted hut is gonna find himself lucky if he can leave this place alive. But that is all he says for now. Moving on, we go back to Mill. Oh, hold on. I should have been keeping tabs on this. Man. Driving me nuts. Okay, anyway, we go back to Mill, and he turns to Zevo and says, "So tell me, Thala, what..." Let's see here. So tell me, Thala, have you had any run-ins with the local criminal underworld?
Not on Cloud City. I arrived just in time for the race, and what a race! And took it easy until the party.
Interesting. I must tell you, I've been hearing I've been hearing a lot of hut names passed around recently, which I must admit that surprises me. Caltho, I thought was an exception, but then I heard of this Zevo character, and then of a Krova character, and now I hear of you.
I don't know.
Alright.
The huts are seeing the Civil War as a time to push their sphere of influence outside of just hut space, ignoring the fact that it's clear on the other side of the galaxy.
I got a question. How difficult would it be to put some information on this character that Zevo has? Like, just general information.
It wouldn't be hard, but it would be an involved process. Like, by the time you would put it out there, the party would be over. So Mill leans back and he goes, "Yes, you're probably right. However, I'm more inclined to believe that, perhaps the Hutts are seeking out better alliances. Certainly beyond Hutt space, the Empire has made influence harder to gain."
Well, huts are certainly a opportunistic species. We always look for ways to our predicament regardless of the circumstance.
Well, I certainly have resources that you may find beneficial. perhaps when this is all over, I can invite you to my family estate and, beneath the gleaming jewel of Yavin, we can discuss better business. So he is actually targeting you with a charm check.
Also go for him. So that's going to be 4 red and a purple.
All right.
Making sure there's nothing else. I don't think I have anything else to do fun against.
Oh, well, this is always fun. Let's see how badly he rolls. Not badly. Not that bad, but he fails.
Could have been way worse.
Yes. So his sweet nothings in your ear fall completely flat. In fact, if you want to, you could laugh at his. No. You feel polite enough not to laugh in his face, but that's about it.
Good. Couldn't have done it anyways.
Moving on to Vorse. He looks at Torty and eyes the barely drunken out of glass in front of him, and he gestures his own glass towards you, and he says, how about we participate in a fair little game? Make this party a bit more interesting.
Okay. What do you got?
Simple. We'll have the bartender here give us, 2 minutes. And we can see how much of this we can drink in that time.
Oh boy.
Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's basically a short drinking contest.
Okay. This will go great.
Yeah. And so he will offer... Actually, do you have any stakes you'd like to propose to him?
Any, what's that?
Stakes. If you win,
like
what
wager?
you want him to do.
Oh man. I think I would just offer, credits. Winner gets 2,000. He mentioned he liked gambling.
And once you bring up credits, he just goes, deal! And he slams his drink on the table and he says, bartender, start the clock and give us both a fresh one.
Oh, jeez.
The bartender nods, pours you both a new glass, and as you both hold them up, his voice just counts down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's going to be, the first check at least, is going to be an average resilience check.
Okay, is there any way I could use deception to make it look like I'm drinking, but maybe dump it out somewhere?
I'd say that is possible, but I'd say that's more skullduggery than deception.
Okay, I'm fine with skullduggery also.
All right, that is going. What is usually skullduggery paired against? Vigilance?
Or is perception, I guess.
Yeah, he's not looking for something specific, so it would be perception. Okay, so you're going to have to roll against. Let's see, just making sure he has no ranks in it. All right, so it's going to be a daunting check for you, and he's still going to have to roll his drinking thing, so you get actually 2 boost die to hiding it.
Okay.
Okay, so he passes. He glugs his down.
All right, so you said daunting.
Yes.
I also remove setback from skullduggery with convincing demeanor, so I won't have that. I'm going to flip with 2 boosts, and here we go. Dumping it on the bartender. I didn't actually dump it on the bartender, but no, so it looks like I succeeded.
All right, you're able to pour it in the drink well, and in fact, you're able to do it so fast that Vorse was still looking up at his drink as he was gargling it, and so when he slams it down, your empty glass is already right in front of you, and you're just sitting there, like twiddling your thumbs like you're waiting for him, and his eyes bug out and go, "Bloody me! Oh God, no!" Bam! Never thought someone could beat me in the contest, especially when I saw you almost upturn with that one sip. And suddenly he's Texan.
Should give him a deception. Say that this stuff is like 10 times more potent for Duros. The fact that you're still standing is means you're a god among men.
Yeah, I would just remark that I can handle things a lot better than I look.
He nods in agreement, and he burps loudly. You actually see Eris Shen in the background passing by. She has a nice glass of wine in her hand, and she just shakes her head as she sees her husband act like such a slob. And alright, that was Vorse's go. His was a bit more roundabout. And alright, finally we have Gristle, still talking to Eliza.
Okay. It seems you and I have both lost a lot during the upturn of the Empire. But I'll say it is very impressive that you've managed to ascend or stay in the upper echelons of society despite losing everything. It's very impressive. But I do have to ask, the acquisition of the gem, is this something personal for you, or are you merely adjusting to this sort of high lifestyle, just looking for a trophy like these other people?
Alright, it's gonna be another 3 red. Oh, wait, no. Okay. It's actually gonna be 4 red, because she has a Nobody's Fool I didn't see previously, but I am gonna flip also. So it's a 4 red charm check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's what you're rolling against.
So it's 4 with the flip?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see then. I guess I have to do it too then. I mean, okay. Alright, it's
Good
better
job.
than I expected.
She eyes you and looks somewhat nostalgic. And she says, it's quite personal.
In what way then? Are you familiar with the gem?
I know of its sort. The Jewel of Yavin specifically is not as well known to me, but Corsica gems are quite the interesting oddity in the galaxy.
Do tell.
I'm gonna see if she does, since I guess it's her turn next anyway. Let's see here. She goes, the Corsica gems can take light and refract it at very interesting angles. They take what should be a normal prism effect and turn it into almost an aura. It's quite fascinating. If you were to fill a chandelier with Corsica gems, you would end up with the most dazzling ballroom and be the envy of the world. Granted, my interest in that is not as unique as that. What is Gristle's discipline?
He's been practicing. Not practicing, but it's 2 purple, 2 red now.
Alright, and I am flipping again.
What kind of check is this?
Deception.
Okay.
Alright, so Grizzle is indeed intrigued with the idea of Corsica Gem's interactions with normal light. In fact, he gets too strained just by imagining what a chandelier made of Corsica Gems would actually do to a room. Alright, and that moves us now into the top of the order. Oh, sorry. With another PC.
Out of curiosity, what was the effect of... we did some stuff, but I don't know what it did,
What do you mean by stuff?
Like, our last round...
You're all making progress towards pushing these people into committing to the highest bid, which will end up with your payout being higher.
Okay, so there wasn't a clear mark of success, but we're moving forward.
This is basically a giant social combat encounter.
Right. I was just checking. I only asked because the first time we did it through, Joe's outcome was quite obvious.
Oh yeah, you completely blanked Shreya in one go because of all that. So
Yeah, that's why I just that felt very tangible. I'm good. You want to go first again, Jimmy?
I'm still thinking, but yeah, if you want to go ahead.
Try to do coercion. Sorry, let me rephrase. Would this be coercion if I attempted to sort of halfway jokingly threaten Mill to try to outbid me?
It would really depend on how you phrased it. If you did it more like a game, I could see it as charm. If I could see it as something other than coercion. But yeah, just by itself, I'd say coercion. But if you could frame it differently, I could see another skill applying.
So basically, Ziva's angle would be, we both really want this. You want to get it. You gotta beat me.
All right. Yeah, I'd say that's coercion.
All right.
That would be against. Let's see. 2 red die. Yep, that's it. Just 2.
All right. I get to downgrade it once, and just to remove any chance, I'll take 1 strain to downgrade it again with intimidating.
Oh, this will be fun.
Since I had 2 advantage last time, can I give myself a boost?
How many advantages did you get that last time?
2.
Oh yeah, 2. I'll say that gives you 1.
All right.
Nice.
Take the threat as strain.
Wow.
He's waffling, but he appears to be quite excited by the prospect of getting in a bidding war with a hut. At least one he can have a tangible relationship with.
Sounds good.
All right. So there's Zevo's go. One more PC.
Quick question. So did I get $2,000 or credits for beating Vorse?
Yes, actually you did.
Okay.
As far as he could tell, you won the contest. He
Right.
paid you right then and there.
Thank you.
Of course, the barkeeper droid actually looks a bit offended. He's been running up a tab.
I'm sure he's good for it. So, I don't know. Does anybody want to go?
No, go ahead and go for it.
Oh, I don't know exactly what I was going to do yet, but all right. So the droid hasn't come around to take more bids yet, correct?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna think still. If anybody wants to go, you can jump in.
I'm actually going to throw something at Gristle.
Okay.
But this would take up your turn, if you don't mind.
Sure, why not?
Eliza, she's been kind of off ever since the auction droid came around that last time. So she is actually going to try and bid you adieu. You're going to have to throw a charm, probably given that it's you, a charm check at her in order to keep her there. So she's like, oh, well, this has been fun, but it looks like the evening has run long for me. I must retire.
Okay. She kind of moves to walk away. Gristle kind of squints because she's been really suspicious this whole time. He's going to step really close and kind of squint and narrow his eyes a bit, but not in like an early threatening way. He's going to kind of look around like this is sort of a secret thing. You and I, we're not enemies here. I think we may have lost very similar things back when the Empire came around. I am friends with people who are very sympathetic to what I think you're going for here. I think you know that this doesn't really seem like a simple trophy to you.
She
I don't know
looks
what
at
it's going
you
for. Well, I do know
a
what it's going
bit
for.
intrigued. And she says, she whispers back in your ear, elaborate.
How would he elaborate? Or would he elaborate? I'm familiar with gems. I'm familiar with people who would utilize gems in ways that are perhaps not strictly approved by the Imperial legal system. Hmm.
She's going to ask one more question. In what ways?
I don't know how close to the chest you should play this.
Make it exciting. Just go for it.
You are, if it seems like you're making an obligation that a whole nother team is going to have to follow up on, just so you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, you could be. That's I guess that's a caveat.
It's a for the use within or supporting ancient weaponry of sorts.
Maybe Gristle just makes some sounds. Zzz, zzz.
All right. Roll me the same the same 4 red die with a boost and a setback.
Okay. I can remove the setback. I'll flip again. Downgrade again. Ooh, that's something. Wait.
You have Smooth Talker?
Smooth Talker, yeah, I do. So
Nice.
success. One success, 3 advantage.
Ooh, now how would she respond to that? A successful charm check. She kneels in, she gets in close again and whispers, "For the good of the galaxy, I must have that gem."
That would be very interesting. Gristle's gonna get down kind of even lower, try to make it even more private. Have you ever heard the name Volvithmon?
Yes.
He's still alive and well.
Really?
I know for a fact.
Then I must have the gem even more so. There's the hope yet remains.
Are you in contact with the Alliance?
No, my goals must be my own.
Well, that's interesting. What makes you say that?
Yeah. Did not think that was that same music cue. Never mind. I cannot have my purpose be clouded by politics and motivations. That is what led to our doom the first time.
Well, Volvith would disagree. He seems to think that all hope lies with the Alliance.
Then that is something I must discuss with Volvith, but before I do, I must regain the power I've lost.
And So what resources are you utilizing to gain this gem then? You seem confident. Is that true confidence, or?
If I do not win this auction, I still have other options. I was able to fool Grayson enough to let me bid on the gem in the first place. I can fool his underlings into delivering me the gem.
Hmm. And when are you planning on doing this?
Once the gala is over and all things are quiet. Things when it's quiet. She's not that aloof.
And so the bidding was for nothing?
The bidding was easier.
Well, I should deliver you a warning then. The bidding is perhaps quite out of your league at this point. And
I agree.
going after the gem yourself may be extremely dangerous.
I must try. If I do nothing, then this evil will just grow.
I think you should begin researching other avenues. What makes you think this gem is the only way?
It is my last resort. Other avenues I have tried, and either I have failed or they have been beyond my reach. The Empire has made gaming like artifacts difficult.
I know of some people who may be able to find other options for you. I would
No,
I
I
would
must have
hate
this
to
gem.
waste this opportunity and get yourself killed.
I must try. I have spent the last 20 years searching for other opportunities. They have presented themselves, but I have fallen short. This is my last chance.
I think you should probably meditate on this a little bit.
Okay, what's Gristle's discipline?
It's 2 red, 2 purple.
Okay.
What you doing?
You'll see in a sec. Or maybe you won't see. I'm not entirely sure.
Duh.
You don't see it. She looks at you. She just squints. You hear the words, "Please let me go." They hit your head. They sound like she just spoke them, but they have no impact on you. However, after saying that, she looks at you a bit puzzled for a moment before just. If you're still holding her arm, she just yanks it out of you and walks away.
Well, follow her.
She appears to be leaving the
What
gala.
I've told you so
entirely.
far, what makes you think that would work on me? I'm telling you this for your own good.
She goes towards the. She seems to be heading towards the bouncer now.
Okay.
Are you still following her?
Sure.
She whispers something in the bouncer's ears and then ducks out of the gala, and he appears to have locked eyes on you.
Okay.
He holds up a hand if you try to follow her out of the museum, and he says, "The Miss has requested that you remain here."
Well, that's too bad. He's got a stealth field.
He just grabs your arm. Then
What?
he grabs you before you can move.
Did he though?
You want me to roll? All right. It's not going to be stealth because you're right in front of him. It's going to be athletics
Well,
to see if you can
You
duck
wouldn't
out
have
and
gone that close to him before stealth fielding.
He would. The problem is, he wouldn't have spoken to you until you got right in front of him because that's when he can stop you.
Oh,
that
I
was
guess I
your
would have
chance.
stealth fielded way earlier.
And I'm also wondering, you never said you were bringing the stealth field.
Well, he always has it. It's just a belt.
Alright, you get out of the museum with your stealth field and you see that she's gone.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can you look for a trail?
6 purple perception check.
Is that even possible?
It is because I say it is.
What about survival? So it's looking for a trail.
You can use streetwise instead, but not survival.
Same way. Same either way. So let's see. Nope.
Yep, she appeared to have mysteriously just disappeared. In fact, some people seem to be milling about and actively blocking your path. Almost as if in a daze.
He's a magician.
Alright, so, moving back into the order, it's Kaltho's turn now.
Yes.
What is Kaltho going to do? He's going to smack his tail on the ground again. And he's going to say, "You are not as interesting as I thought you were going to be. All we have done is discuss business, and you have done clever handstands. I am not amused enough." And he slams his tail on the ground again, causing a loud thump. "Dance for me!"
Great.
You know, this is going to be interesting. I think he's going to throw coercion at your coordination. If you want me to come up with a very creative counter for that. Or would you rather him roll at your discipline normally?
I mean, up to you. Just how would it... I'm totally open to the coordination, but how would that work?
Well, it seems like he's trying to intimidate you. You know what? Never mind. That doesn't make sense in my head now that I actually planned it all out. He's intimidating you into dancing, but then you're going to dance to respond. That was weird. No, he's trying. It seems like he's trying to just, he's trying to force you into the role of the entertainer instead of the, spy in the guise of an entertainer. So what is your discipline?
It's just going to be 1 red, 1 purple.
1 red, 1 purple against... I should really bookmark these things. Oh, boy, you think I would remember? I'm gonna flip. Okay. He deals 3 strain on you. And this is all ignoring soak. For that advantage, I'm thinking a setback to your next check against him if you want to keep going.
Okay. I just wrote what Eric wrote.
Alright, it's another PC.
I guess... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go here if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, we just finished the drinking contest. I would probably bring up the jewel again and just ask him what he plans to do with it if he wins, sort of casual.
Alright, go ahead. You can pick the social skill. I guess it'd be charm. It's going to... You get 2 boosts now, because he's getting sloshed.
Okay.
But it is going to be against...
So he doesn't want to just tell me, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't become a crime boss for just letting everything spill.
Alright.
It's going to be a hard check, but you still get 2 boosts.
Hard. With 2 boosts. Okay. Yeah, I can't really think of a way to. Would we have made any sort of connection with the gambling and drinking game?
Well, that's
Or is
what
that
you're
in-
getting the boost out
Okay,
of.
that's
Kind
included in the boost. Okay, no, that's fine. And then yeah, I can't really think of a way to lie to him to get it out of him, so we'll go with charm. But I'm gonna flip. Here we go.
All right. He says, "I'm gonna mount it right there," and he actually points to Eric Shen, who isn't paying attention at the moment. "I'm gonna show my wife what for. Gonna make her the prettiest Pantor in this side of Hydian Way."
All right. Wow. Well, that sounds like. Why am I losing my train of thought here? Torty would basically tell him that sounds like a very amazing thing to do for your spouse, and try and talk it up as if he needs any incentive to want it more, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
He nods, gulping down another drink. He doesn't seem to really slow down, this guy. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna actually change that. There we go. Okay. He seems to only silently acknowledge that for the moment. But moving on. Okay, and that was Tori. We have Mill, who turns to Zevo, and says, "What sort of connections do you have that would allow you to be so competitive in this competition as I?"
I will give a large face blink and say, perhaps you should do a little homework first.
Oh!
"Oh, you wound me, Thala. Though I did notice that you have deflected the question. So, trying to force a response out of you, he's going to try and coerce you, which shall be at his peril, but that's what he's going to try and do."
Alright, so 6 red. Yes.
6 red plus what?
Red.
Okay.
Wow.
Looks like that's plenty of room for twisted words.
Yeah.
Although, I feel like going back to see if that's a once per whatever.
It's not.
Really?
It isn't?
No.
I know it doesn't say that in the block, but I wanted to look at the large text. Whatever. I'll let you do it multiple times here since I can't remember.
3 per, how many will it take?
Take him out.
How many times do I need to do it at 3 strain per time?
I feel like I shouldn't tell you since that's at your own peril.
Go all out, man.
I'm gonna take a strain here, right? From his
Yeah.
attack.
Well, you have to take... Don't you have to take 3 strain?
It's 1.
Well, it's 1 per.
I'll do it all 3 times.
I didn't hear that.
I'll do it all 3 times, then I won't take 3 strain. You did it twice out of the 3 times. Only use 4 of the threat.
I still... I'm hearing bits and pieces, but it's not coming together. Can you just type it out, please? Oh, okay. So that's what you're talking about. Were you... well... Okay, so 2 strain then, to inflict 6. Okay. You twist... In fact, I'm going to say that retort you threw at him right then and there was actually your twisted words, and he appears quite cowed. Yes, you take... man, I don't want to change this on the fly, so yeah, just 1 strain. But he appears to be quite cowed by your retort, and he goes, "Oh, I guess I should do my own research then. If you excuse me, I guess I should look you up." And he actually moves away.
My threshold, by the way.
You're at strain threshold?
Yes. Over.
If you want, you can pass the next round and do a strain recovery roll.
I'm going to ask about that very thing.
Yeah. So that just means you're basically losing a turn, but you will get strain back. Same thing goes for all of you if you want to do it.
What was that?
If you want to roll for strain recovery, you may do so. However, that means you forfeit your turn next round. Or this round if you haven't gone yet.
Right.
Alright, so now we're on to Vors, who's tapped out of drinking. He's gonna see Mill walk out the door and then slam his head against his hand and goes, "Oh, shoot! I missed out on a golden opportunity."
What would that be?
I had a thing I could have used against his thing to make my thing look bigger, but
Oh, well, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. So tell me, you took me up on the drinking contest, but that didn't really give me an answer. Are you a gambling man?
From time to time, I've known to gamble.
Well, I'll tell you what. What would you want to bet on me not winning that jewel?
On you not winning?
Yeah, because I know I'm going to win. I just want to see if you're willing to say I don't.
Oh, man. You know you're that confident, huh? So
Damn
you're
skipping.
So if you're saying you win, so I understand as a player, so if he wins, I would be paying him the credits?
Yes, or doing the favor. It's up to you
right,
what the stakes are. Or him. I don't know.
Alright, yeah, I'd bet around, let's see, he already gave me 2. I don't really know what else to offer him besides credits unless somebody has an idea. Let's see.
Your servitude.
Yeah, no, that's alright. I'd say I'd offer him 5,000 if he won. Or, I mean, I'd bet 5,000 that he doesn't win it.
You see, boy, that ain't nearly enough. This Jewel of Yavin's gonna be a pretty prize. We need to make the stakes bigger. And he's gonna try and coerce you into
doing it, yeah.
Yeah, into not only doing that, but probably inflicting some strain as well.
Right, so what do you need from me?
Your discipline, plus anything that may increase your resistance against coercion, like Nobody's Fool.
Yeah, I don't have Nobody's Fool. My discipline is only 2 greens.
Okay, 2 purples then. I'm not going to upgrade. Do you want to flip to upgrade his difficulty?
Nah, that's okay. We'll wait it for now. Can I use sidestep against this? I'm just kidding.
And the roller froze up. Oh, there we go. Ignore the top one.
Yep.
It's only the bottom one since that one actually showed up. He inflicts 5 strain on you, but he takes 2.
Okay.
Alright, he's still able. And he suggests 10,000 be the stakes.
Alright, so
however much you got, boy.
Well, as a player, I don't have that much, so I don't know. I'm not sure what type of consequences there would be if I'm not able to pay him, I guess.
You'd have to offer up something else in compensation.
Right. Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a great idea.
No, I'll accept it, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Then
Yeah,
I'll just say 10,000 is fine.
I was going to say that if you're betting bigger than your wallet. All right. Okay, so that is Vorse, and that means it's back down to Gristle.
Oh, I thought Gristle
guess
already went.
He kind of did, basically.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I threw that at you. I forgot. So actually, yeah, it's Rogesh.
Well, I was coerced to dance, so I'm going to start dancing, but I'm actually going to rip off my shirt and gyrate, but at the same time, I'm looking over at Ziva with an eye like, I need your help. Get over here. So, yeah, I'm just trying to buy time.
All right. And it's obviously coordination. But just to see if you can actually distract him, I'm gonna say that. Oh, this is interesting. 4 purple, and I'm gonna flip to upgrade one of them.
Upgrade. And do I get a boost for showing skin? You know, Huts love skin.
Yes.
I was going to ask if he was going to make him dress up in the Leia slave costume.
Sadly, he doesn't have a closet with him. All right. You successfully grab Kaltha's attention. He starts, green giant, and claps his hands together a bit as he sets the beat to the music.
And
All right.
Oh, and actually, what I'll say is I'm just going to toss this out there. I don't know if it'll be like a whole separate check or not, but I'm trying to get him to bid some more, so maybe I can say, and Thala wants to make sure that a Hut wins this. If you win this, you get me as a complimentary gift.
He appears to be intrigued by the offer. Yeah, I'll say that that's making progress towards him.
Do I need to make a check for that, or just
No.
that's just thrown?
I'll say that's part of yours, especially while you're gyrating in front of him. Okay, so Zevo is going to go ahead and take up that last PC slot this round. Oh yeah, well Liza's out of the order, so I'll just remove her since she's out. So yeah, go ahead and roll that Stern Recovery. We'll just remember that you took the last one.
Mill out as well?
I'm sorry, what?
Mill out as well, since I just...
Oh yeah, he is. You're right.
so is it good or bad that they're out?
Well, for some of them good, some of them bad.
Okay.
So far,
alright.
you have 2 people out simply because you've knocked them out.
So they're either out because they left, or they're out because they're going to bid as much as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
The 2 of them are out in your favor.
Right. Okay.
All right. So we still have 2 PCs up at the top, and Kaltho and Force are the only ones being interacted with, but there is still Zekra Full and Pospudra in the running. Oh, actually, let me just check something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, actually, Pospudra. Gristle sees this, and Zevo and Hack see this. He approaches Shreya, and they appear to have words. You're not over the roar of the crowd and the music. You can't exactly hear, but it looks like Pospudra is finally admitting his feelings for her. And he's like has his hands cupped together. He looks like he's pleading, and Shreya is like on her data pad, and it's completely blowing him off. Actually, after a few minutes of this, he runs out, and definitely Gristle can see this. He's crying.
Poor man.
All right, so it is again top of the order, and 2 PCs can go.
So yeah, I mean, character-wise, I'm trying to distract Caltho and I'm trying to give Zivo a look to, come over here. But at the same time, if you want to go for Zekraful, go for it. I mean, like, maybe you don't notice Rogesh with his, like, get over here, look. Up to you.
It sounds like everyone might need a minute to think things over, because I'm willing to call a short break if we need it.
Are we done with all the people we're currently talking to? Who we were talking?
No, Cathal and Vorse are still up and talking.
And then nobody's approached Zekra yet.
No one has.
But maybe Gristle can go for Zekra?
Yeah, I mean, she was one of the ones he was looking at originally.
Yeah.
So.
And then we'll finally get the HUD-on-HUD action.
There we go.
All right. So who would like to do what first? There's 2 PC slots you can do.
Can Hack do the same thing with Zekra? Check her information.
Yeah, since it is a new round. Go ahead and roll. Knowledge Core Worlds. Average again. Though remember, you did learn a lot about Zekraful and Ormek during the investigation. You might just end up revealing the same thing.
Nope.
You learn that Ormek is a recent addition to the current Outer Rim business scene. And that's it. Oh, and so is Zekra's office. Zekra's office is relatively new as well. But that's it.
Okay, definitely pass that on to Zivo.
Yeah, Ziva, do you want to go ahead and go? Because I kind of gave you that segue in.
Well, Zivo's recovering, actually, this round.
Yeah, he's out this round because he's...
I forgot about that. Okay. I guess I can go. Just trying to think. I'm just trying to buy time, so I guess just another coordination check.
Alright, I'm gonna say the same difficulty, but you will get another boost die. Oh, then same difficulty means I'm gonna have to flip again, too.
Alright, so 3 purples, 1 red. Flip. And do I still get that boost from last time? So same pool, pretty much.
Oh,
I had an advantage too.
What was that boost from?
Oh,
that
just
like...
me showing skin.
Yeah, so you're still shirtless. It's 2 boosts then.
Yes!
He is enthralled. He seems to have just locked onto your gyrating belly and is almost hypnotized by it.
All those crunches, yep. Alright, that's my go.
Okay.
And so maybe that triumph for when Ziva does interact with him, I can give him an upgrade?
Yes.
It's like, oh, this fine gift, thank you so much, sort of thing. Potential fine gift.
Yes, he appears to be quite. He appears to be imagining what he's going to do with you once he has received you as a official gift.
Whoa. I'll just feed him grapes.
All right. So that was Rogesh. So there's still another PC that can go before the Calpo.
You or me, Gristle?
Oh, okay, yeah, Steve-O's recovering. You can go ahead since you're already engaged in something.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure what to say now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need a few minutes to think about it.
All right. Then I will go ahead and say, let us call a break. Short, maybe about. No, okay, no, it's 2:35 right now, so we'll come back at 40 minutes.
All right, I'll stop the recording here. Just remind me to get it back up. All right, it's back up.
Okay, and so we are now back at Torty, who just figured out what he was going to say to Vorse.
I forgot. No, I'm just kidding.
10-minute break.
No, so, no, I would probably say something along the lines of, I'm sure the jewel would be a wonderful gift for your wife and would make her the prettiest person on Cloud City. And just sort of really talk up that aspect of it.
All right. Charm check, I guess?
And then I would also, well, actually that's true, I didn't really think of a way to swing that towards deception. Yeah, we'll go with charm, because I don't want to take up too much more time.
All right. It is going to be just a hard check. No, you get 3 boosts now for how sloshed he is, but...
Okay, and I am flipping again.
All right.
Oh!
And he grunts a bit and like, I hope so. Bitch has been whining about me to get it since I first learned it was coming. And he burps.
What does my advantage get me?
That little tidbit right there, and if you want, you can have that become an upgrade on your next check for him. Just the next check.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and now we're on to Caltho. Starts clapping at Rogesh, and he sticks his tongue out and licks his lips a bit. And he goes, oh yes, you shall make a fine addition to my throne room. And he kind of worms in a bit closer. And you see his tongue going for your ear.
Ragesh is just giving that like very toothy smile, like, "Yep, yay, ah."
All right. This is going to be. It's kind of the most weirdest charm check we've probably ever rolled, but I only see that fitting in there because you're not forcing you to do anything except dance. But that's from the last check. Actually, do you think would Rogesh would? I'll let you decide. Do you think this would be charm or coercion?
Gosh. Well, I guess what is the? I mean, if the check succeeds, what happens? I guess is the best question, or which one it is.
He basically deals strain damage to you.
I would say it would be charm, just because this sounds like it would be something against Ragesh's cool.
I'd buy that. Yeah. All right. And what would that be then?
It would be 1 red and 2 purples.
All right, I'm gonna flip.
I'll flip 2.
And did you have anything else he would take to this? Nope. Roll. Ooh, well now that's an interesting result. Rogesh is certainly able to keep his cool. However, the triumph. Would you say perhaps that he was still able to deal 3 strain just from Rogesh having to focus and and resist the urge from either running away or punching the hut in the face?
Well, then that makes it so that the triumph gave a success. So I would say it needs to be something along a different axis.
Upgrades your next increases the either upgrades his next check or increases the difficulty of your next check, or upgrades it to follow the same lingo.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm gonna say it upgrades it and adds a setback
Okay.
to spend both the triumph and the advantage. But he did fail, so Rogesh is able to keep his cool, and we move on to another PC. Actually, that just leads Gristle.
Yeah, so he'll look for Zekra.
You're easily able to find her. She's moving between the crowds, giving some of them lip service, hawking pamphlets at a few others, but she seems to be moving and shaking.
What kind of pamphlets?
They appear to be Ormec pamphlets talking about the benefits of signing a contract to ship your materials to the core. And then it's just a bunch of corporate speak in there.
So it seems like she's just a representative then. Not. So I guess he'll go straight in. Like, so what does Ormec want with this this gem here?
Oh, it will make a lovely... Ormec desires... not only do we desire raw goods, but refined goods from the Outer Rim as well, for the benefit of the core. We have several... what would be a good word for it? Investors who would be quite willing to pay top dollar for the jewel to adorn their own private properties.
So you're taking it to resell?
Perhaps. I wouldn't put it past our board to perhaps adorn the jewel in our own offices.
Interesting. Are you confident you'll be able to get it? There are a lot of tough customers here.
Oh, but so few of them can put the weight of a core world corporation behind them.
Are you sure? There's some pretty high rollers, including a hut here, and I've heard those huts could be interested in banding together to acquire something like this.
Ah, the
How much do you put
huts.
behind it?
Such negligible factors in the long run.
How much have you put behind it?
How much has she put behind it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't think that's appropriate to tell you. Though I think this is where a check would come in. Charm, I assume?
Yeah, he's not
You're
lying or anything.
rolling against 4 red again. Gotta love that nobody's fool.
All right, let's do it. No,
Aw.
it's no threat though.
She smiles and says, "That's private, of course." All right, and now that you've engaged Zekra, it's time for her to get on the board. So this is her initiative, although this would only apply next round anyway, or it will only apply to the bottom of this round. If it fits at the bottom, why not just put it at the bottom? Okay, and now it's Vorse's go. He's gonna look at Torty a bit, kind of squinting because his vision is getting blurred. And he brings out a... What is that, an electro cigar? Hell if I know, but he sticks it in his mouth regardless. It's like that thing that he's holding right there. No idea what that is. Like maybe a death stick. And he goes, "You know, we've had such a conversation, but I have never even learned your name."
I would tell him straight up because I want to be an infamous criminal. People need to know who I am if I'm going to be infamous. So yeah,
Alright.
no, I'm Torty.
Torty, eh? That's a good name. Good name for a Duro. Easier to pronounce than... Oh, I don't even remember the last Duro's name I dealt with. What was it? Caddy? Kava? I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah. So, how would you like it to get into the casino biz? There's some good money for anyone who can, rattle the tellers a bit. Make sure people stick in their seats long after common sense would tell them to leave.
Well, I'm all too familiar with that situation. What did you have in mind? Is there you offering something?
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. I just think, yuck, that, sorry, I can't fake a hiccup. He's gonna throw a charm at you as he waxes on about the great work one can have working in a casino in a tourist town. So what's Torty's cool?
Cool. Will end up being one red, one purple.
Oh, this is actually pretty competitive. And I'm gonna add 3 setback because of his drunken state. And he all the words you make out are casino tables, and everything after that is just slurred junk. In fact, the confused look on your face kind of makes him blush a bit as he realizes he's so drunk he can't even realize he's drunk anymore.
As long as he's still bidding.
Alright, and now finally we get to Zekra. Because Zevo took this turn to rest.
Will we be able to use my maneuver to at least head towards Calto?
You need to well, I can say during the next turn you can immediately get to Caltho, but you're kind of you're not sitting down. You're kind of sticking in one place, maybe gobbling up some hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, and Zekra looks at Gristle sideways, and she goes, "Excuse me, but didn't you come in with that hut and that Pantoran fellow?" And she kind of looks around trying to see if she can see Rogesh or Zevo.
Yes, I'm the personal doctor of Thal the Hutt.
Well, that is sort of odd, because I specifically remember some information crossing my door and shopping for some illicit goods in the city. And wouldn't you know it? One of my employees just happened to wind up dead because of a poison. The mind wonders why there be such a common streak of poisonings happening. She is trying to coerce you into actually giving Rogesh up, either subtly or not subtly. So I guess it'd be against your discipline and whatever ranks you have in Nobody's Fool and whatnot.
Alright, it would be 2 red, 2 purple.
Okay, and she is rolling... Let's see, 2 red, 2 purple... Alright, I'm gonna flip...
Phew.
What to do with this?
She actually has Smooth Talker for coercion too, so I was hoping a Triumph would pop up, but nope. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give you something here. I don't know how. I'm trying. I know what I want to give you. I'm just trying to figure out how Gristle would pick it up. The force of her presence upon you, even though it had little effect. Well, it had marginal effect. And her kind of what would you call it? She doesn't seem like the corporate type. She seems more like someone trying to look like a corporate type. In fact, given her core world allegiance and her current attitude towards you, you highly assume that she's probably a spy. You can't put your finger on what her specific allegiance is, but you can easily assume that it's probably imperial based.
Oh, another thing, can it also be, since she got zero reaction from him, that she thinks, okay, maybe it's just a coincidence. It's not the same Pantoran.
That advantage has to be used for something. The Double Despair gave up the ghost for her instead of Rogesh.
Okay.
So you find yourself in your situation. You know you're pretty much talking to an Imperial spy, but you've given her nothing, but she still is suspicious of you.
Trust me, as someone in Kalthos, in Thalos' inner circle, and Doctor, we do not condone using such underhanded tactics, especially poisoning.
All right.
If anyone were to be poisoned in my presence, trust me,
right.
it would not happen.
So the round has restarted. So you want to go ahead and have Gristle go now to try and social this out?
Sure.
Okay. So you're charming, of course. Oh good, I opened it right to it. It's going to be 4 red, and I'm going to flip to make it a purple and 4 red.
Okay, I'll flip as well. It's downgraded. So were both despairs used for that?
Yes. This kind of gave her a whole operation up right then and there, due to Gristle's perception of the room.
All right. Nah.
Ooh. All right. You do have a lot of advantage. So you did not assuade her, but you did something in your benefit. Okay. You know what? I have an idea. And she shrugs that off and goes, I highly doubt it, but I'll make you a deal. I'll overlook this indiscretion of your hut's entourage, if that's even what you are, if you do one simple task for me.
I fail to see how you have much leverage here, but what do you want?
Well, I do have a apparent murderer in our midst. Even if it's a vague suspicion, you'd be surprised how quick to react the Wingguard are. But anyway, and she reaches into her briefcase and pulls out a datapad. Present this to Caltho the Hutt. If he receives it, and I can tell it has been received, I will consider the matter dropped.
Well, I guess I was gonna look at it.
The message appears to be encrypted.
Okay. I thought you weren't too interested in the huts.
Oh, how fickle a woman's intuition may be, but how right it may be in the end. Oh, fuck me, no, she doesn't say that. Way too poetic. If that. No, she says, well, let's just say my mood has changed.
All right, whatever you say. So Gristle will take it. All right, I'll take it.
All right. You arrive. Actually, it's another PC turn. Would Zivo like to go with Gristle? Since the protocol droid still seems to be warding off any extra visitors.
Sure, that sounds good. Well, I think we have Zivo at least has a decent in because he's the master of Rogesh. So.
Oh yeah, you do, but Gristle doesn't, and I was just wondering if you would save him the trouble.
That makes sense to me.
All right, so yeah, both you and Gristle approach, and
Well,
off by the boffin.
well, whether Gristle would approach or not depends on what she's doing after he leaves.
She returns to the party, goes back to handing out pamphlets. It seems like the mask of the pleasant corporate, well, not pleasant, but the corporate ambassador seems to have returned.
All right, then on his way toward Caltho, Gristle's gonna signal Hawk. Yeah, I mean not Hawk, Hack, and they're gonna like kind of go near Caltho's place, but kind of like off to the side.
Can you hack it? You may try. All right, I'm getting sick of this music. First of all.
Okay. Hack is going to look at the data pad and see if he sees anything alarming or differing about it. You know, make sure it's not like rigged to explode or something like that.
Okay, do average mechanics check.
Oh,
Oh wait, just took it to him. Could he take assistance?
Sure.
So you can have, well, you don't have any skill, so it couldn't be skilled assistance really.
Yeah, you can get a boost, but oh yeah, and that wouldn't be enough. It just added advantage. You do not know. I mean, you can still roll the boost if you want, just to see if it changes the results at all. Okay, 3 advantage. All right. You cannot tell if it is equipped with anything dangerous, but you have the idea that given its size, if something dangerous is inside, it's not very big.
Okay. We're kind of out of the way anyway, so
And hard to say out of the way in a party like this.
yeah, you're right. What would it take to hack in this?
Do you have any slicing tools on you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Do you have any tools for slicing on you?
Yeah, I have a data.
Data breaker?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you will get boost from that. However, you're going to have to deal with, given the busy nature of the party, 2 setback. Okay, well there you go, 1 setback. And the security on the pad itself is going to be, let me just double check to see if there's actually something here for it. It's gonna be, 4 red die. And that's with a flip to upgrade it.
Before Hack goes, Crystal is going to stim him for more intellect. 1 strain.
nice.
So is that again? 1 strain?
Yeah, 1 strain, but you get higher intellect.
Okay. So it gives
Illness
me
is 2. So
4. Alright, so we're going to break in this thing so I can remove another setback, so that would get rid of that. And I get to downgrade it twice, so what would that be? Just 3 yellow? I mean 3 red?
downgrading
Downgrade
twice would make it 2 purple, 2 red.
Yes.
2 purple and 2 red. Okay. Y'all want me to flip?
Sure. Oh god.
Oh,
No! Okay, I'm gonna reroll that.
Oh good. Oh
You
good.
don't get pass. Oh, you don't have to speak anything to do natural program. Once per session, maybe roll. Okay. Yeah.
Also,
I
give me another
didn't
boost because I'm assisting you.
that's what I thought was odd.
Say that again.
I didn't know you had natural programmer.
Yeah.
And you can remove. You have Oh, jeez. There's so much about hack I didn't know.
You can get another boost because I'm assisting you still.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang. I would have added that to the last one.
It's okay.
Okay. Here we go.
That boost did it too.
All right, you're able to decrypt the message, and you see an outline of it's still Zekra Foal. She claims that she's still undergoing the Ormec disguise. However, she claims that Ormec is specifically interested in Marcus Grayson's dealings, especially when it came to obtaining the Jewel of Yavin. There's a lot of minutiae about what they're willing to offer. It seems to be mostly credit-based. However, you do notice a bit. There comes across a phrase, lacks shipping in the Trioslin Lane. And it looks like, along with a credit deal, they're also willing to make some administrative bargains with Caltho should he aid them in an investigation of Marcus Grayson.
Okay. He's definitely letting Gristle see all this information.
Hmm.
And the data breaker saves it too. So
I guess I'm just kind of surprised why she just didn't give the hut the information herself.
Would you like to go back, tell her that you read it, and ask?
That's not something he would ever do. But it is strange. I don't know why she would be making a deal here.
Unless it's just, I'm thinking false information that
is she?
she's hoping that we would have hacked into it.
Is she a spy? She's a spy, right?
That's
Yeah.
what Gristle believes.
Well,
And from the information gleaned off the data pad, the stuff she's bargaining is stuff a company wouldn't, and a lot of companies, unless they were in the corporate sector, wouldn't have to offer. Couldn't offer.
Well, maybe we should just bring it to Caltho and be like, this chick is a snake. You should probably try to get that gem ASAP. Because if she gets it, it's not going to be good. And she's also trying to double cross you.
but this is something he would read, right?
Yeah. But it's all very suspicious.
Do y'all want to change? Y'all want to put our own information in there?
No, let's just give him the thing, but I say that we just lay it on the table and just tell him, by the way, she's an Imperial spy. I would be careful.
Yeah.
Really indebt him to us with that information because, the hut knowing that a potential business partner is an Imperial spy is a pretty big deal, so... And that's something that she would not have anticipated.
You present this to Caltho. He reads it, and he gets your information about her nature being an Imperial spy, and he just goes, "Oh, foolish Imperials," and he just tucks and he hands the data pad to the Bothan Major Domo. And he looks back at you. You have done me a good service, but I do believe our business is concluded.
Wait, Ziva hasn't had a chance to talk to him yet.
No, we were still walking over.
No, you're there. If Bristle's there, you're there, and the data pad's there, so you're there.
Zivo would gesture at Rogesh and say, I see you've been enjoying the routine that my entertainer has put together for you.
He is quite the lithe dancer. I shall enjoy him as a proper gift.
This time has not come yet. You still have not purchased the jewel.
Oh, what is this about the jewel? This was not part of the deal.
Well, no, remember that was what. Yeah, that was what
One-
we had said. Was
He
that?
won the jewel, he got Rogesh. But until then,
Yeah.
But he would keep the jewel.
No, the whole thing is that we wanted it to seem like Hut's banding together. So because Thala wanted to Hut to win this jewel or win this auction, and said, if you get the jewel, I'll toss in Ragesh as a bonus to you.
But Kaltha would still. It's not a trade. Kaltha will give Zivo the jewel for Rogesh. It's
Right, exactly.
Kaltha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he goes, very well, and just conveniently enough, the auction droid returns, and he just says this loudly enough. Oh, let me go ahead and do a final count here. Oh, sometimes things are so hard to find. I just need 260,000.
Wow.
And the droid nods and walks away.
Did we have a goal that we wanted the jewel to be worth that we knew of? Or just as much as possible?
You only knew that it was worth hundreds of thousands of credits.
Okay.
that is a inspiring bid.
Zivo waves his arms and says, no one would dare go higher, and if they do, I shall match their bid. Now
Kaltha?
our business is concluded. I shall send for him when I receive my jewel.
We shall yet see. Ho, 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 ho. And now that's. Do we need to give Torty a little? Or would that be a little suspicious to have us all go squinting over there?
Torty wouldn't know. Horse is so sloshed. He really is getting deaf to the world at this moment. Geez, which one of these music pieces have I not played yet? Lost count. Oh, no, I've heard that one before. But, stop. Stop!
Oh, I just realized
Oh,
my mic
God.
was muted. So is there any way, considering how drunk Vorse is, that I could put a bid in for him when the droid comes around?
Good idea.
Oh, the droid is only receiving instructions for Vorse. Even if it gets
Trick
like
him into saying a really
bunch
high
of
number.
Like, you need to prod Vorse to say a number.
Okay.
Because the droid doesn't seem to be responding to even any audio output.
Hey, Vorse, what's 1 million plus 5?
280,000?
You are a mathematician.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that's what you do. Like, Zivo could say it or Tori could say it, but you like have him just utter out a number,
Yeah,
and then the auction droid just
exactly
goes,
what I've
"Thank
been-
you, sir,"
That's exactly
and
what I've been
walks
trying to go
away.
for.
Yeah. That's funny enough. I can't let it not be canon. You just easily trick the drunk Vorus into saying a number, and the Oxen Droid takes it as honest, and he
Yay.
just walks away. All right. So you look around. You actually notice that Zekrafol has left. When you all went over to talk to Caltho, she apparently took that as a quick out. However, you have convinced 4 of the bidders to bet max, like this was a damn slot machine in Vegas. You can see now as you look around that the party has been thinning. There has to be some music for this. Let's go back to the flag song. You notice that the party has been thinning out. A lot of the people have already left, and some of them are already leaving. You notice soon after Vorus gets so drunk, his Era Shen comes by and gets some bouncers to help her take him home. Caltho begins to slither towards the door with a wide smile on his face. He even gives a wink to Rogesh as he leaves the building.
I wink right back.
And with that, all the bidders have departed. Aaron Shen quickly arrives with Macron Duvel at his side. Both appear to be quite happy, and Macron still has a glass of wine in his hand. And he says, "Excellent work! Some of the bidders seem to have skirted out without being convinced, but it appears you managed to deal with the majority of the bidders, and I do believe that the payout will be quite high now." And, let's see.
This party's over.
Yep. Aaron Shen nods and he says, "Yes. Now we must quickly depart. We all must get our rest for tonight." And Macron pipes in, "Yes, I also must meet with the team preparing for the after party. They must be briefed of what to expect. I expect there shall be some interesting surprises tonight." And with that, Macron just gestures over, and you can all return back to the room he had rented out for the team while they were on Cloud City to retire for the night and let the other team begin their task. In fact, as you're leaving, the doors of the Fig and Associates Museum slowly close behind you, and with a loud thud, clink shut. And so, with that, the Jewel of Yavin Gala is complete.
Well done, guys.
Yes, indeed. You managed to convince, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 bidders to commit to increasing their bid far beyond what they would have. So the total payout, should the heist team succeed in slicing the bid, will be much higher than it originally was. You will be quite surprised when the final payout is detailed.
Good job, guys.
Yep.
All right. Now, finally, for experience, 15 base. You get +1 per bidder you manage to convince to increase.
Sorry.
So it's automatically raised to 20 because you convinced 5 bidders to increase.
All right.
So 20. I'm going to give a +1 for general RP. I know this one kind of hammered that home, but you all managed to compensate. So 21. And I know, when we have these adventures, the payout XP-wise is usually high, but I think that's a fair number to settle on for this, unless anyone has ideas. Oh, okay, you know what? I'll add a +1 just for everything Rogesh was doing with Caltho. 22.
Well, what about, and also Zivo? Zivo was just shutting people down left and right.
The gift of the advocate tree. I've already given more experience than you need to fill that out. I think that's its own reward.
Okay.
Impressive, but its own reward. And plus, that was demonstrated by the bidders he managed to convince to raise.
Right.
So, unless anyone wants to spew something out right here and now, I guess we can move on to nominating a MERP.
I'd like to nominate Zevo.
Zero sounds good to me.
All right. There's 5 of you, and 3 of you have already voted for Zevo, so Zevo wins. He will get 23. And also, Ben, I assume you've been writing a mission report this whole time?
Yeah.
You actually get 4 XP for that instead of 2, since the details in this adventure are actually pretty important. I kind of wish I had posted his. All right, so that is the end of part 1 of Jewel of Yavin, episode 2, Party on Cloud 9. Thank you all for playing, and thank the rest of you for watching. Sayonara.
Oh, thanks for jamming.